This is Gaming In. We are Gaming In Progress.
What's going on, guys? This is Done with Gaming in Progress, and today I want to take the time to talk about Titanfall 2. More specifically, the Titanfall 2 Alpha Weekend number 1 that took place this past weekend. Now, I know it happened this past weekend, and there's another one, I believe, coming up this weekend as well, and I plan to do stuff for that as well. Probably some streaming and stuff like I did for the first weekend. I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about what I thought of the state of the alpha, what could be improved, what could stay the same, stuff like that. So, let's start out with the good. The good was everything felt smooth and fluid when everything was going at the speed it should, and it looked good. I don't think it looked like as good as it's gonna get because this is a pre-alpha. I imagine that they'll do graphical tweaks and stuff as they need to. I'm not sure how often, but I imagine things will end up looking a tad bit better than they did in the alpha. The Titans were a lot of fun to play as. The Ion, I played the majority of as Ion when I was using my Titan. I did try a little bit of Scorcher. Scorcher was fun as well. Scorcher was a little bit more difficult to use. He was a bit more of a challenging Titan because you had to fire that fuel tank thing and it would spray out, and then you want to hit that with a flame burst and then set everything on fire and set everybody on fire in the area. But it would be good for a lot of AI. If there's a lot of AI in the map in that area, you could fire one of those in and then just cook them all. So it's really cool that you're gonna have to play all these different Titans these different ways. I actually like that better than the system in Titanfall 1, which was you choose a Titan and you load it out however you want, and then you can play the tank Titan, more run and gun, Lucy run and gun, and stuff like that. I think this works better for balancing, in my opinion. Again, this is just my opinion, these are my thoughts, maybe you disagree with me, but I feel like this works better, having these Titans have these specific loadouts and these specific roles. Scorcher being more of the anti-personnel role, whereas Ion is more a universal role where he can do he can take on anti-personnel, he can take on Titans, and kind of just be more like a jack of all trades, basically, is what Ion is. He's got kind of the offensive capabilities to deal with both. The ground combat felt just as good as it did in Titanfall 1. I noticed that there are some new weapons and abilities you get to play around with. I like the return of, obviously, all the classic weapons from Titanfall 1. Granted, I can't name a single one of them because they've all got pretty generic names, in my opinion. Nothing like some of the real world weapons where you've got the Scar Heavy and stuff like that, where it's super iconic. But I like the assault rifle, still feels good. I like that it comes with the iron sight is better on it now than it was in Titanfall 1, in my opinion. Obviously, these guns are probably going to have more attachments than what we're seeing in the alpha, because again, this is an alpha, or a pre-alpha really, just to kind of test where they're at right now, which I think is very interesting. I've never been part of a pre-alpha test. I've never even heard of anyone doing a pre-alpha test before, so that was very different of an experience for me, let alone a public pre-alpha test where anybody can play. A couple issues I did run into was lag. I did notice that there were spikes of lag I would get here and there. Again, this is pre-alpha, so the minimum amount that I got it was pretty impressive, in my opinion. I expected it to be a lot worse because, again, it's pre-alpha. So it looks like their servers are overall in order, which again is good. So it should run smoothly when the full game comes out, whenever that is exactly. I don't remember off the top of my head. Everybody seemed to play well. Bounty Hunt was probably, of the three modes, Bounty Hunt was probably my favorite, simply because you had AI and pilots, and I like the whole AI and pilot concept. I like that in Titanfall 1, and it works well in Titanfall 2, in my opinion. And the bounty hunt mode was just fun to play. I had a lot of fun doing that, going around and killing all the grunts and the sentinels to get the points, and then you gotta put it in the bank and stuff like that. That was very fun for me to do, and it was interesting because, I mean, I don't really, it's not something you really play. Like, I've never played a game mode like that I know of before, where you have to kill the AI, and obviously you can also kill the other players and steal a portion of their money and take it on with you, and then when the bank opens up too. And I feel like the bank thing at the end of the round is smart too, because, I mean, there's only like 2 in the map, and you're gonna be hitting there, and the other team's gonna be hitting there, so you gotta be on your guard. Don't want to make sure that they don't kill you and take all your money, and they feel the same way. And it was a lot of fun. I don't know why, like, so many people are saying, oh, Titanfall's taking steps backwards, blah blah blah. I don't see that. I mean, they're doing new things. They're trying new things, and that's the thing too. This is a pre-alpha. They're trying new things right now to kind of gauge interest. I imagine that they could easily switch it back to, say, the Titans. If they wanted to, they could switch it back to, oh, you can use any Titan, load it out however you want or whatever. But I don't mind having the predetermined Titan loadouts for your weapon and stuff. First, I don't know why, it just makes sense to me to be like that. Maybe it's because of when I was younger, I played Mech Warrior, and Mech Warrior, it's like you had more your mechs were more like specified. Like, you had your fast moving mech with like the light weaponry on it, and then you had your like big Overlord, whatever it was. I don't even remember what the big one on Mech Warrior 3 was, where he was more heavily armed, and then you had like your mid-tier mechs and stuff too. So it just makes sense to me for Titanfall to have like different size mechs with more like versatility, and this one fits this specific role and that one fits that specific role. It just makes sense to me. One thing I will say is the whole team system thing. Like, the way the teams seem to work now is like you just choose like which faction you want to be part of by default, and you're that part of that faction. Or maybe it's just like a visual component. I wasn't really clear on that because I was able to switch to the other thing, and it's like, okay, now I'm just getting on that team permanently now. So I'm not really sure how that works, if it's just like a visual skin type thing and it just puts the skin on your whole team or whatever. I do like that option to where you can put your preference to one or the other. That's a very nice thing, because like I would prefer to like fight for the IMC because, you know, I don't know, I'm a dick. I didn't really care much for the militia in Titanfall 1, so and the way like your character changes too is pretty much the same how it was in Titanfall 1. Like, certain like changes you would make to your equipment and stuff would change visually how your pilot looked. I do like the fact though that you can replace your Titan weapon with a sidearm. I don't remember being able to do that in Titanfall 1. Maybe you could, and I just don't remember it. But overall, I mean, this is only the first week, or the first weekend alpha. So this is basically like just getting a feel for it. They said they're going to have more stuff for us to play with in the second week. So I'm actually really excited to play more this weekend and try out whatever they throw our way and see how it is. Because I had a lot of fun playing it. And I'm before this, before No Man's Sky came out and a couple other games that I've been playing a lot more of lately, I was playing a lot of Titanfall on my Xbox One. It was actually probably one of the things I was playing the most on Xbox One lately was Titanfall. Usually I play on PS4, I'll play like Battlefield 4 or The Division or whatever I play with like my group of people. But on Xbox One, it's like, I'm playing Titanfall, like all the time. So, I gotta say, all three of the game modes were fun. Obviously, my favorite was the bounty hunt one. It left like the most impression on me. Obviously, you have like your basic pilot versus pilot, where there's no Titans, it's just pilots, and then you have like your amped control or whatever that was, where it's basically like you hold the points and then you can amp up the points. That one was, well, it was fun. It didn't leave the impression on me like the Bounty Hunt one did, because the Bounty Hunt one had the AI, and to me it had more of like planning involved into it than your two other game modes. And I'm hoping that they'll introduce maybe like a fourth game mode for it to test out when the Weekend 2 comes up here. I know that we're supposed to get like new pilot stuff, and I think we're getting a new Titan to play around with. It might be the one with the sword, which would be really cool. I would really fucking love to play with that one, because, you know, fucking shorter range, obviously, but he can move super fast and fucking slice Titans and shit. And it'd be interesting to see, like, can, like, a Titan block that sword with his hand or anything? Or, like, shoot the sword out of the way or something or other? It'll be interesting to see how it works, you know? I'm very interested to see how it works, if it's just, like, a time thing you can use at only so many seconds or something. It'll be fun to find out, so. I know a lot of people are complaining about the Titanfall 2 right now. They're saying, took a step back and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I guess I can understand that point, but to me it feels like a necessary one for balance issues. Again, this is just my opinion, but I think that this is going to work really well for Titanfall 2. Because a lot of people I would see like run like just the one specific Titan, the big fat one, the ogre style Titan in Titanfall, and then they would run that with whatever, and you just see a bunch of those. And, you know, it's like we do have, like, there might be like a little bit less customization in each of the Titan because they're more specified role wise now. But we have a wider selection of Titans to choose from, which means there's going to be, like, every Titan is going to have their own specified role. Like, I imagine there's going to be, we already have Ion and Scorcher. We know there's the one Sword Titan. I imagine there's going to be a Grenadier-style Titan. There's going to be one with that Bolt Caster or whatever, which was basically, like, the Titan sniper rifle. There's going to be one with the heavy machine gun and stuff like that. So it'll be varied, and, you know, that'll give you more variety in all the Titans you're seeing on the field, because everybody's going to want to play this one specific role, you know? So it'll be interesting, in my opinion, and I feel like it'll work. So that's really all I have to say about this. This is basically like a first impressions of the Titanfall 2 pre-alpha. When the second weekend is over, I'm gonna do like a final thoughts type thing, like a final impressions of both weekends of the alpha and stuff like that, and share how I feel, and I'll have more gameplay for that as well. The gameplay that you guys are seeing right now is actually pulled from the live stream I did on Facebook and Twitch and YouTube, which, you know, you guys can see at any time. We do when we're streaming on all three now. We're streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. So be sure to keep an eye on those if you have any preference on where you want to see the stream. So really, that's all I have to say for this video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please be sure to hit that thumbs up. If you guys happen to be new, don't forget to subscribe as well. Let me know what you guys think of the Titanfall 2 pre-alpha, if you got to play it, or if you saw somebody play it. Let me know what you think of all that in the comment section down below. If you agree with me on the Titan thing, or you're like, no, you should have complete customization of your Titan, or whatever, you know. So I'm curious to know what you guys have to think. So let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, this has been Devin with Gaming in Progress, and I will see you guys in the next video.